Hi everyone and welcome to my little studio vlog. Although I have to say I sit in the dining room most of the time and not in my studio because I have a larger table there. But you know, if something is important to you, then you should make room for it. And I'd rather have a dining table full of art supplies and be working there than have a nice dining table that looks tidy but empty. You know what I mean? I'd rather have a messy room but know that I'm making something than always have everything looking nice but not filling my time with something that makes me happy. So yeah, if it's important to you, I think it shows in your apartment or in your house. I think that you can tell somebody's personality when you walk in and you see what they... Okay, I mean, yeah, I do clean up before I have visitors, but to a certain extent they can probably tell what is important to me and what's not. Anyway, today I'm painting this little owl, and this time I'm not going from light to dark because the dark background is actually quite monotonous, but I feel also very important for the feel of the entire piece. And because the owl really doesn't consist of much more than black and white. So I'm putting in the black texture and the plumage first, and then maybe smudging it a little bit to take off the crispness in some areas. So black is really important in this painting, and that's why I started the whole thing with black. I don't think there's anything wrong with doing it the other way if it works out. And yeah, this is based on a really nice reference photo that I found. I do not know the name of the photographer. I probably should look these things up, but these are always photos that are in the public domain and that I would even be allowed to use commercially, so that's very important to me. The weather here has been so terrible. I mean, I don't want to complain, but yeah, I will complain a little bit because sometimes you feel better when you whine a little. It's been raining so much. I mean, the entire summer it's been raining, and I can feel how this gray soup out there is making me a bit depressed. I mean, not seriously depressed, but still not very motivated. And what's funny was there was one day last week where the sun shone and I was really excited, and I'd been planning all winter to go plein air painting, and I thought as soon as spring is here I will go out and build myself some kind of an easel and try to do some plein air painting because I really need to practice drawing and painting from life. I rely on photos a bit too much, and I know that that's a little bit of a different skill set. And with the pandemic and everything, it's been hard to go to live drawing classes. The ones that are happening online are fun, but you're still looking at a 2D screen. And what I want to practice is drawing from 3D objects. And so I packed my stuff. I packed everything I needed to go out, and then I remembered that I had to wait for a package to arrive, and I waited, and as soon as the package was there, it started raining again. And I was so disappointed because, I don't know, sometimes it takes a certain mood or motivation to do something, but I thought, you know what, if you don't go now, then you just won't go this year, and you'll be sorry, and come on, it's worth it. It's probably even more important than YouTube or anything else. Just do at least one day of plein air painting, and then that's what happened. So yeah, I'm waiting for the next sunny day. It's probably going to be on Wednesday or Thursday, and I will go out. Actually, we visited a really nice old cemetery the other day. It's a mixture between a cemetery and a park that we have where I live, and it's a really fancy, large cemetery with quite a few celebrities lying there. And they have a few statues, you know, angel statues and that kind of stuff. where I thought, oh great, I mean, if I can't find a model to pose for me for hours, then I can probably just paint off of a statue or draw off of a statue. But because it's a cemetery, I felt it would be so disrespectful. I don't know. I mean, I'm not doing anything bad. It's like I only want to sit there and draw the statues. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Why would it be okay to just sit there and think about life but not, I guess, honor the place by drawing it? Why not? But I don't know. I felt kind of weird. So I'm thinking that I might go back with my sketchbook and do that, since it's also very quiet there and I'm not doing anything offensive, right? Is it offensive to draw in a cemetery? I don't think so, especially because it's a park. So yeah, that's probably something I'm going to do as soon as the weather clears up a little bit. I mean, water is important, and I really feel bad for the animals in summer when it's really, really hot and they can't find anything to drink. And not just for the animals, of course, but usually for them. They suffer a lot more because they can't open the tap at home and drink. I mean, my cat doesn't drink anyway. I have to force him to drink by pouring water over his food. But anyway, I'm kind of going off topic here. But yeah, as you can see, my owl is slowly coming along. I have returned to my love of darks again, but I feel that this bird is so dramatic looking that it totally fits him or her. And yeah, that's actually, this yellow that you can see right now is probably the only real pop of color in there, but it still has a lot of charm with the contrast between black and white. The funny thing about paintings is that you keep thinking that you've ruined it. Like, it's not, you don't paint and it gets better and better and better as you do, but it's like a roller coaster ride. Like, it goes up and down, and then you do something and think, oh, I like that, and then you do something else and oh no, this really went bad. But it won't get worse either. It just keeps surprising you. And at the very, very end, like the last 10% where you put in the details, it comes to life and it becomes what it's supposed to be. But you have to be patient and stick through that phase of, oh my god, what am I doing here? It's so ugly. I've been listening to a lot of Art Prof here on YouTube, or watching a lot of Art Prof. And I don't know, I must have watched like 100 videos by now. Okay, maybe not 100, but I'm sure I have like 200 on my watch later list on YouTube. So many videos to watch and so little time, because I usually do that when I'm cooking or doing something else that's boring, or even while I'm painting, just to have someone keep me company and to get some inspiration and learn at the same time, and feel, even when I'm doing other stuff, feel that I'm not wasting my time, I don't know, folding laundry or something like that. And I've learned so much. Probably most of the stuff that I talk about here is stuff I heard on Art Prof. But yeah, I think I need to work on my watercolor a bit more, and even on my sketching, because you can see under the owl, I have a sketch of a lynx or a bobcat. That is probably too tight. I don't know. I mean, I guess there's nothing wrong with tight drawings, but I know it, for me, it's a problem because I like to get lost in those details, and I should practice being more loose and quicker. So I think my watercolor would benefit from that. And there are so many things that I don't like about my work, but I heard that that's absolutely normal, and that's what's so nice about these podcasts and videos, that you just discover that you're not the only one with those weird feelings, and that you're not the only one who's not super productive during the lockdown, because everybody thinks, oh, you've got so much time, you must be like producing 1 million drawings and paintings per month. But that's not the case, because we're human, and yeah, we're not machines. So that's really nice. I'm really excited about those videos. And I feel like it's almost like going through an education again, going to school again, but at home. So that's fun. But one of the things that I also realized about myself is that I go for accuracy probably a bit too much, especially when it comes to colors. I'm not like hyper realistic in my drawings and paintings, but I do try to find pretty much the same colors, and I need to train myself to see more colors, if you know what I mean. Like, not use black as much and try to see those nuances, that little bit of purple in the shadow and the little bit of green in the light and things like that. And sometimes it's easier, sometimes it's not as easy. I feel that having a preconceived palette, like a plan for the colors you're going to use, does make things look cohesive, but in my case, maybe it limits me in being experimentative. Like, if I was completely open, I would add, I don't know, some magenta to this owl. I could do anything basically, but expecting a certain result also makes you a bit limited. I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad thing, but I want to just try both and see what works better for me. And also, I do want to go back to other mediums as well. I mean, I love watercolor because it's, I mean, despite the fact that it has characteristics that are very special, I also feel that it's very frugal. Like, it doesn't cost as much. A set of watercolor will last you for ages. And I really like that, especially when you work with those small things and you're just practicing. You don't want to spend a fortune on oil paints. And then watercolor is so convenient. You can take it with you. You don't make a mess. You can wipe everything off. It's so clean. And yeah, most of all, it's not toxic, right? Because when you use oil paint with solvents, you're really putting yourself at risk. And I even found out today that when you use soft pastels, even that can really hurt your lung, because you're breathing in all that dust the whole time. And I didn't know that. I didn't know it was, I guess I always thought that the particles, the pigment particles, were large enough to not be hazardous, but obviously they're not. So you really have to dig in and research your material a little bit. And so I feel watercolor is really convenient, and it just gives a certain feel, and it forces me not to layer too much, because I know I rely on layering a lot, and I can't layer too much. I can't fix my mistakes as much with watercolor, because when I used to use acrylic, it wouldn't be a big deal if I did something wrong, because I could cover it up, do a different color, and you wouldn't see anything. And on top of that, it would dry super fast, so it would also be very quick to fix your mistakes. So I hope that this is helping me learn. I think I will leave you now with the footage of me pumping up this dark background and just probably falling asleep while you watch this. But I'm running out of things to say. as always, I hope you enjoyed this episode. And I hope you will join me next week and draw with me and paint with me. Just listen to my wild and uncoordinated thoughts about art and the art life and learning all this stuff on your own, not going to art school. You're probably in the same boat as I am. So I wish you luck on your journey and hope to see you again next week. Bye!